Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the premiere of the Rhode Island High School Division One rankings on Fans Only Sports Network. I'm joined here with Brady Quoto. Let's get right into it. Brady, how are you?
You were so close, by the way. I know we haven't worked together before. Kudo.
Oh, Kudo?
I'm not one of those people, but no worries. All right, I got to play this off of Instagram too. So those of you on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, thanks for joining us. Instagram, I'm still waiting for Cam to accept that invite to get in. And once we do, no worries. We'll get started. Here's basically what we're doing: 1 through 12. Actually, we'll go 12 to 1. Ranking teams. How so far through 2 weeks of the season? Any comments? Any feedback? You got a differing opinion or you agree with us? Let us know in the comment section. We'll do our best to get all of them read aloud to you. Once we're done, we'll preview our week ahead of Fans Only Sports Network. And that's that. So let's just get Cam in the Instagram. And all right, so we are good to go. You ready?
Yeah. Hold on, let me flip this around so they can see the screen as well. All righty.
There we go.
Kick it off with 12.
Oh, they can see me. You don't need to flip him.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah. All right. There we go. All right. Number 12. It's North Kingstown.
Yeah, I think everyone saw this coming. New to Division One, from what I've seen from the tapes and all that, they've struggled a little bit when it comes to zone entries and denials. Right? It's just a struggle. Dump and chase, try and get it in, and somehow scrap some goals together. Like, I don't know if you've been covering some of the games or not. Like, that's at least what I've seen from them.
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to see North Kingstown yet this season, but like you said, from a film study, we got echo.
Oh, I got echo.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's fine. From film study, again, like you said, dump and chase, just try to create chances. But we knew this, and it's not to say that they're going to struggle 3 years down the road. We're seeing it with Warwick right now, right? I mean, yes. Last year, 1 win after 3 days of a season. They've matched their win total from this year, and they lost a really hard-fought game to Cumberland on Sunday. That was a really fun game to see and to call. So North Kingstown, you know what? Is it going to be tough this year? Yeah, it is. We know that, but don't get too down on yourselves. Move right into number 11 with the Smithfield Sentinels. The surprise, but in a negative way.
Yeah, I mean, the goaltending has been decent in my opinion. It's just lack of capitalizing on offense. I was watching that Pontigantic game the other day that went to double overtime. I counted at least 9 scoring chances and 1 goal to show.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough when you can't put the ball in the ball. God almighty, the puck in the back of the net. You're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle. I mean, goaltending. All right. Honestly, they lost the first. They beat Prout. It's like, all right, Smithfield's rolling.
Yeah.
Well, Prout's really bad. Then they lost to Warwick, and you're like, okay, what do we make of Smithfield? We don't know. And then Burrillville happened, and you're like, oh. And then Pontiganset happened, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, this is how it's going to be.
The Pontiganset game shocked me.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Pontiganset is decent, but they're a division lower than you.
Yes.
I mean, that's middle pack too. You remember, oh, God, I'm going back 3-4 years maybe, when Northern Iowa beat Iowa State. I'm talking about football. When Northern Iowa beat Iowa State, the final score was like, I don't know, 13-10.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Northern Iowa as an FCS team, but they're middle of the pack, right? They're not a South Dakota State or North Dakota State, whatever the case may be.
No.
That's kind of what I equated it to. So it's either Smithfield, they're in a funk right now and they're going to get out of it, or there's going to be major overhaul, whatever. So that's why I think they come in at number 11. And I'll let you get in with number 10.
Yeah, hold on one second.
Yeah.
Let's try this method.
We'll figure it out. There we go. It's a long
Okay.
season.
No audio echoes, no nothing.
There we go.
Perfect.
I just muted my volume on my laptop on the
Yeah, that's what I just
Instagram
did
screen.
because it seemed like my phone wasn't like in
Yeah.
audio. Yeah, Burrowville at 10. I think they can definitely improve from this. I mean, a nice little 5-1 win against NK the other night. Like I liked what I saw from them. They were using the forecheck well.
Yes.
And getting very good odd man chances against they looked decent for the most part. I mean, I forget who they play this week, but it's definitely a prove it game to get up the rankings.
They've got Hendy on Friday.
That's a prove it game.
And here's my thing. I know we talked about this briefly earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at this list. I was like, oh, this is a solid list.
Yeah.
This is one of the things I disagreed with. They should be higher. They should be in the 7-8 range. And I say that just simply because that Smithfield game, I feel like that was the prove it.
Yeah.
Just for the reason being, right?
We had the high expectations of
Exactly. We didn't know what to make from either side. Now we know. Now we know Burrowville can light it up like that.
Yeah.
Really, really quick.
I think for me, for Burrowville, it's got to be a win or a 1 or 2 goal deficit loss.
I'll give you a prove it game. I'll give you the real prove it game for them. Hendricken, yeah. Cumberland and the Burrowville Winter Classic tournament on December 28th. That's the prove it. If Burrowville can win, I will gladly take Warwick out of my Final Four prediction and insert the Burrowville Broncos. Absolutely.
Whoa.
100%. Yep. I'll do it. Because Warwick, don't get me wrong, they're good. And we'll get to them. We'll get to them later.
Yeah.
But I feel like, you know what? You put a team with a solid first and second line against them, like Cumberland. And even in a game, too, where Christian Oliveira went to the penalty box 3 times.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that. That's why we love him so much as a player. And that's why he's one of my favorite players to watch in the state.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a great person to just sit down and have an interview with, too. But seriously, I mean, I'll gladly do that for Burrowville. I'll do the same thing with Cumberland, too. If they can beat Burrowville like a 4-1, I'm going to be like, whoa. All right, Cumberland's for real. And they struggled. They only had 3 wins last year. They struggled. We'll get to that later. But Burrowville, I thought they were going to be higher. I don't think 10 is a bad ranking for them. Big test against Hendricken.
Yes.
I mean, that's a big, and it's at home. So if Broncos country can ride on Friday night, I'm just saying Matt Jolis is going to be really, really happy. I think he's calling that game.
Yeah.
Through the tournament, they got North Smithfield and they have Moses Brown as well, and they have Cumberland. But like, I'm gonna really look ahead when you talk about Prove It East Greenwich. Moses Brown on the road. A really important non-league game. Dartmouth. Out of the South Coast Conference.
Yeah.
Dartmouth's
team. Yeah.
Dartmouth's a good team. Ashton Machado, he's been the tender now for 2 years. Kid is solid, right? They got a good front line. Maddox Carrero leads that second line. Kid is solid all around, can put the puck in the back of the net. That's a test. I know it's non-league, but that's going to be a test for them. I know I'm looking like a month down the road. But, I mean, Burrowville, they're so interesting. And I hope we get to see get to call some of your games because I'm just so intrigued by this team because I really think they're going to be here or they're going to be here. And I think they're trending to here.
Yeah, going back to Christian Oliveira, who right now for the season, I got him at 3 goals and 1 assist for 4 points total. And also another highlight player, I got Seth Perron. 4 assists, all primary assists. Primary assists are very, very important to realizing who's a playmaker.
A kid's big.
And for defensemen, too.
The other way.
Yeah. For defensemen,
big kid. I think he goes about 6'5". He's a big kid. I tell you, he's on that first pairing with Connor McGill.
Yeah.
They got an argument to be the first defensive pairing in the state, not on LaSalle or Hendricken. They can really make the argument.
Could be, yeah.
And it's not necessarily just based on what I've seen in person, statistically too. I mean, McGill is constantly trying. It may not show statistically, but the kid is constantly trying to create chances. He jumpstart that power play so often for them, and the power play has been really, really good for Cumberland this season. But I mean, McGill, Perrin, it's just that front line with Oliveira, who just joined us. They got Robbins isn't on that front line, but Jamie Robbins, Troy Stan. I mean, front 6 to the back 6. They are just solid all around. I know we're getting off track, but they are just solid. They really, really are. Before I ramble more, let's get into number 9. The Barrington Eagles come in at number 9. They started hot, but they dipped.
Yeah. I mean, for me, Barrington, I feel like they rely a lot on Troy Sen in that first line. A lot. I mean,
Troy, you're thinking of Snow, Trevor Snow.
Oh, Trevor Snow. Sorry.
Trevor Snow, yeah.
Sen. Who am I thinking of?
You're thinking of Sen. You're the Cumberland. You're thinking of Trevor Snow. Yeah, no, I know.
Trevor Snow. Trevor Snow. Thank you. Sorry, I don't know why.
No, you're good. I know where you're going. Good.
But I mean, an 8-1 loss to EG.
Yeah, brutal. I saw it.
Brutal.
Yeah,
they look awful defensively that game too. Nothing going on. I mean, scoring chances were here and there, but I need to see a little more from them.
Oh, absolutely. And I thought, and this was a team that I think going into the preseason, we saw them as let's see what they can do. They can make a run. Let's just see.
Yeah.
All right, you beat MK. All right. You lost it, Hendricken by 50. But I'm going to partially blame this on the scheduling. And I'm not trying to make an excuse for them or anything like that. But I'm sorry. When you play 3 games in 3 days,
it's brutal.
Toll on your physical well-being, takes a toll on your mental well-being, can even take a toll on your emotional well-being. And you have no time to prep for what's next. I saw that 3-game stretch on their schedule. I said, this is going to be brutal. I didn't think as brutal as 8-1 at the bench, but I thought that was going to be brutal. And you know what? You get Falmouth, who is consistent every year, a 5-2. All right, I think they can live with that. I know they can live 5-2 to Hendricken. I mean, you can live with that. No, you can.
That's fine.
But 8-1. I remember I took my headset off of that first period. It was 4-1, and I said to myself, I was like, "What am I watching?"
Yeah.
What am I watching?
I mean, I even have here for a note from that game too, that 8-1 victory. I think I had they allowed so many stretch passes and forwards, letting them cut through and just having these great chances for EG at least.
Yeah.
What was it? The first goal of the game, stretch pass off off the boards, and
30 seconds in.
yeah, like you need to do better defensively.
Yeah.
As a team.
And I think that comes with, I mean, Hendrick, and they're not just going to put points up on goals on the board.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna beat you up.
Yeah.
That's Hendrick in hockey. They're gonna beat you up. And so I think when you get a team, and I've been talking about this with some people because I had EG in my Final Four,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember Matt Jones was like, "No." I said, "Why?" He was like, "Because they're young." I said, "Okay," but I feel like we see, doesn't matter the sport, that one young team that's exciting, that's got a lot of firepower, that can score, that's very offensively sound, makes a run. Ron Robert agreed with Matt, which is fine.
Yeah.
I don't care at the end of the day. But he had Smithfield in his Final Four because experience matters. I said, you know what? That's probably more realistic than Warwick, I feel like, even though, yeah, it's been a bad start. But I feel like Barrington, you know what? They got a tournament up in Gloucester. I forget the name of the tournament, something bank tournament.
Something like that.
Up in Gloucester. And they better saddle up because if I mean they gotta have a good week of practice because them boys up there know how to play stick and puck. They know how to play stick and puck, and they will beat you up. St. John's, Shrewsbury, and St. John's Prep in Danvers. LaSalle has St. John's Prep on Thursday. We have that game. That's going to be a long night if you're a Rams fan. I'm just saying. I'm calling it now. That game's going to be 6-1. I mean, for Barrington, you've got Mount St. Charles at home. You've got Proud at home. You've got Warwick at home. You've got North Smithfield on North Kingstown on the road. Those are all winnable games. So they are very much in it. They got to hunker down and they got to play defense. That's the key to that team, man, is play defense. So we move into number 8. The Moses Brown Quakers. You had Moses Brown. I haven't seen too much of them, but they came off a really bad loss against Prout last night.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the team is there. I mean, going through a coaching change too, where the head coach decides to go to Hendricken as well. Like,
yes,
you're gonna have some differences on the offensive end, defensive end.
oh for sure.
Anything like that. I mean, like it's just human nature, sports nature, I should say.
Yeah.
That you have a new coach, new system. You're going to struggle for the first couple of games, even weeks, to understand what's going on. I mean, there's not much about it. I mean, Prout's been playing decent as of late, but I mean, I feel like Moses Brown is better than that.
Proud is odd, aren't they? Odd. Yeah. That's the word to describe them. It's just odd. Because one day they look awful, and then the next day you're like, huh. But I won't speak too much on Moses Brown because I haven't seen them a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen.
But I mean,
much as well.
All right, you beat Kingswood Oxford, which I think was a really good win for them, even though it was non-league. And Proud swept their season series.
Yeah.
What? Again, I won't speak too much on them because I haven't seen them yet. But I mean, again, it's early. They've got some winnable games. You know, they got Punagants. They got EWG. They've got the Woodstock Academy. They play Kingswood Oxford again. North Kingstown twice still. Barrington. Warwick twice. That's their last 2 games of the season. There's a lot of winnable games for this team. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them make another one of those Cinderella runs in the tournament. You want to lead us into number 7?
Yeah. 7, but as we mentioned, Prout. Two very good wins over Moses Brown, I have to say. Like, going from a team, like beating a team last year that went to the semifinals, like, you're going to get some credibility if you win back-to-back against them, without a doubt. I'm trying to see if I have any players that I liked. I can't remember.
Kid Forcier.
Yeah, Forcier.
I like him.
I like him
a lot.
He's decent. I mean,
oh yeah.
Yeah, Forcier. watching that Cumberland Prout game, although it was a loss, like 4-1 loss.
Yeah.
I saw some good stuff from him, like some good hockey IQ plays where he's just
Yes.
he's finding people. He's finding people in open space, or he's putting the puck in open space. Like that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do in hockey, especially in the offensive end.
See, here is my thing with this. I called the Cumberland Prout game, and he had the first year of the 5-on-3 goal, and you're like, all right, maybe something's brewing. I think this was too high for them. You get the 2 wins against Moses Brown. I don't like ranking teams in a top. I know we're only ranking 12 teams, but
yeah.
I mean, if you're going like this, where you are just all over the place, nobody knows what to make of you, then you should be floating where Barry, like if I had my way, and I know I didn't make this list for a reason, because I would rather just flat out react to it instead of make one. I would have flopped Prout and Burville, if I'm going to be completely honest. I would have I would have flip flopped them, just because I know what Burville is, and Burville is a team that can make a run of the semis. Prout isn't. Prout is not. Yet. I think they can be. I think just about every single team in Division I can make our heads turn and be an 11 seed George Mason or a Loyola Chicago or a 15 seed St. Peter's. Every single team with, and I'll even, you know what, North Kingstown, I'll even throw them in there because I think they can. Every single team can. It's just a matter of who shows up when. And aside from Aiden first year, aside from the kid Everista, that goaltender is sophomore, that kid's got a lot of potential. They got a bright future in net. Nobody showed up for them other than that.
I mean,
I could be
I'm looking at his stats right now. I have him at 909 save percentage with a 233 goals against.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. From a sophomore, I'll take a 909 and I'll take a 2-3. Any day of the week. A senior, I want to see that up a little bit, maybe a 920 and down to like a 2-2, 2-1.
Yeah.
He's a sophomore. You know what I mean? Like, probably doesn't even have his permit yet. And he's going in and you know what? He's honestly, kid's doing a great job. He just doesn't have the offense to back him up. And that's a shame. If you take the East Greenwich offense and put him with the Prout defense, you got something brewing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you do. I mean, and not to say the East Greenwich defense is bad and the goaltending is bad, because that's not. But, you know, you try to sit different situations. There's a bright future in Wakefield. There is, I feel like. Get into number 6. Get into number 6, my friend.
Warwick. I like this team.
Yeah.
When I saw that Smithfield game, I thought this was a different Warwick team.
Yeah.
So aggressive on the forechecks. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And you know what? They get everyone involved on offense.
They do.
They get the defensemen going. They get them moving around on the blue line and try and getting tipped pucks on net. You know, like against Murray too. I was watching like some of their power play looking really good. Really good. Again, I mean, I didn't watch much of the what was the recent game? Was it
Cumberland?
Cumberland?
Yeah, Cumberland. Yeah, I had it yesterday.
Yeah. I didn't watch much of that game, but I mean, like, I think they got something going. I mean, I also have as well. They're putting pressure on the team, on the opposing team at the right time.
They are. You're
exactly
right.
Just seems that way.
Yep. No, you're exactly correct. And I think, like, they did Mike Boyagen to the very smart, like he's a veteran coach.
Mm-hmm.
He did the very smart thing of giving them, like, at least for the non-league games, right? He gave them challenges, but he gave them the winnable games. I know non-league doesn't mean anything. I'll just take the example. They played Notre Dame, West Haven, Connecticut. They got killed.
Yeah.
That school's a factory.
That school is
No other way to say it. They have North Haven, Connecticut at home. That's a win. That's a win. That's a very winnable game. They got games against a lot of teams from Connecticut. They have a home and home with Mansfield, which honestly they can split. Let me tell you right now. The kid Ryan Barlow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's nice.
He's nice.
Him. And Matt was telling me before the game, he was like, this kid, you're going to say his name a lot. I was like, Barlow. All right. Barlow's 17. All right. I must have said his name about 60 times. Barlow on that save. Barlow high and wide. And I know they're 1-2. That's a lot better than last year. I tell you that. Right? And Cumberland yesterday was a winnable game.
Yeah.
They just they took some bad penalties and they got caught up in on-man advantages and breakaways, and Cumberland capitalized on them. But the kid, I mean, this is a good hockey team. They're experienced, all ends.
Mm-hmm.
They pressure teams when they need to, and they play good defense. That's the thing with them, is the defense. Now, I know they just gave up 4. I understand that. They just gave up 4.
Their penalty kill. I like their
penalty kill. Penalty kill.
They're so active.
Phenomenal.
The stick in the passing lanes is just ridiculous.
I can't wait for January 6th when they play LaSalle at home.
That'll be Thayer has to get rowdy for that.
Now, LaSalle will probably win. But LaSalle's going to look back on that game and be like, that was closer than it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I think with LaSalle, if I can load their schedule, it's either that weekend or the weekend after they go down to New Jersey for an outdoor game. Let me
something like that.
That's the 6th.
They did that.
All right, so it's the
something like that last
year. Because this could, you know what? I'm going to say it. On January 6th, Warwick is going to beat LaSalle. I'm going to say it. I'm ready to say it. Here's why.
Mm-hmm.
They have Cumberland on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I think that's winnable for LaSalle.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess who they play after Warwick?
After Warwick?
Take a guess.
Probably Hendy. That probably makes the most sense.
8 o'clock and home in prime time.
Yep.
All right. And then the next week, you've got Fairfield Prep on the road, and you've got Christian Brothers Academy on Martin Luther King Day in Lincroft, New Jersey. And then 4 days later, you've got Xavier in Middletown, Connecticut. Well, that's a home game from Middletown, Connecticut. All of the focus is going to be on Hendricken and Christian Brothers Academy.
Going to be on all those other teams.
I can promise you. It's either Warwick's just going to win outright, or the final score is going to be 3-2, or something. It's going to be.
It's going to be close.
And one of us will stay in the air. LaSalle survives, because that's the type of game it's going to be. I'll write it down. What time is it? 6:59. We're going to have this on tape. We'll have this on YouTube, where it might be. You know what? I'm willing to say it, because they're experienced. The penalty kill is outstanding against a decent power play. I feel like for LaSalle, it's good.
Yeah,
but Matt's been saying this is a sneaky team, and I couldn't agree with him more. I could not agree with him.
See, I don't think it's sneaky. I don't think it's sneaky anymore.
No. All right, I like it.
I don't think they're sneaky. They're hungry. They're ready to go to war.
All right.
And Cooper Groska, I like his game too.
I like Groska too. He's aggressive. He's one of those aggressive kids who's all over the ice. I like him a lot too.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump to number 5. Mount St. Charles.
Yeah.
This is the other thing I disagreed. I actually would have fought these two teams. But with that being said, here's the thing with Mount St. Charles. I've heard people in the media already. I won't name names, but people in the media I've talked to, I've read, they're already writing them off. The fat lady's already singing. And I'm like, you people just need to calm down with Mount St. Charles.
Yeah.
Yes. It's the name. It's the Alabama of Rhode Island hockey.
Mm-hmm.
It's the name. Alabama loses one game. Oh my God, Bama. They're not going to make the playoff. Oh my God, Bama. Guys, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. They lose one game, right? They lose to Austin Prep. Guys, that was expected, okay? Then they beat East Greenwich. Okay, they probably should have, right?
Yeah.
They only got blown out by Hendricken. People, you didn't expect this? You get blown up by St. John's Prep. That's a factory up in Danvers. We're going to talk about them factories? Shattuck St. Mary's, factory. Okay? Bishop Hendricken, all sports. It's a factory. Mater Dei High School for football. It's a factory. Mount St. Charles is a factory. St. John's Prep is a factory. Austin Prep, not so much. Do not write Mount St. Charles off. They've played two teams from Rhode Island. They've won one of them against East Greenwich. The other one was against Bishop Hendricken High School. I don't want to hear it. I'm sick of people writing Mount St. Charles off. This is a good hockey team. I know they struggled last year, and that's okay. Because the elite are playing for the Rhode Island St. M's. Their U18 is the second best team in the country. Technically the first best team. That's not correct English. Technically the best team because they beat the number one team. But then they lost to like the 38th ranked team in the country 4 days later. So that's besides the point. I'm getting derailed a little bit. But I'm serious. Don't write the Mounties off. Please.
Yeah.
Because this team, they're good.
They got potential. They got potential.
They do. They've played 4 games.
Yeah.
2 of them were out of state. Like, get realistic. Colton Lawrence, he's got 2 goals on the year. Kyle Smolin. I mean, Lawrence has what, 4 points. He's got 4 points. I just think the problem is the goaltending. And Dylan Hanna, I mean, you know what? The kids face some competition. The kids face competition. You can't blame him. He's facing kids that are going to go play D1. They're going to go play high major junior. Just don't write them off. That's all. Don't write them off. Because you know what? We can blink. And we're going to be like, oh, shoot, they're in the state semis. Oh, shoot, they're in the quarters. Because, I mean, all right, you got Burrville on Wednesday. Then you've got North Kingstown, and then you've got Barrington. I can't wait to see people if they win those 3 games in a row, and even if they drop Burrville, oh my God. And then they're going to win the next 3, North Kingstown, Barrington, Smithfield. Everyone's going to be like, oh, hold the phone. Maybe we're going to wrong. And then Cam, you and I are going to be like, yep, we said it first.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, you know what? Don't write them off, please. That's all I ask. I'm not trying to personally attack anybody. Whatever. I'll probably get hate for saying don't write them off, but it is what it is.
No,
they played 4 games.
You're right. Like the history of Mount St. Charles, like 26-year run of winning the state championship.
Yes.
Like they know how to win hockey games.
I wasn't even conceived when that struck.
I don't think
you were.
But I don't know. I don't want to think about that right now. Yeah, like they'll be fine.
Exactly. And again, I'm not trying to attack. I wanted to come out. I wanted to say that. I wanted to have that point made. Because I call Adelard the house that Belial built for a reason.
Yeah.
He's in the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame for a reason. Don't write these kids off. It's a talented bunch, and they're very well coached. But when you load your non-con, life's going to get tough. And I'm not blaming anybody because you expect contend in those games, and they haven't contended. But that's okay. Because those games, they're only going to make them better down the road. Can't write them off yet. Can't. I'm excited to see this team, what they can do, because they got a lot of fun.
They'll be good.
They will be. And the fourth best team in Rhode Island.
Cumberland.
I love this team.
Cumberland.
I love everything about them. I love the offense. I love the penalty kill. I love the barbershop. I love everything about them.
I like their power play.
I like the power play.
Love it. And
I love Jared Johnson.
Yeah. Troy Sen, we talked about him earlier, accidentally. I mean, I got in him. I mean, he's getting good opportunities. He's getting good opportunities on the net.
Yeah.
Right. His goals isn't like matching with it right now, but I mean, like the goals will come.
They will.
Don't need to worry about it right now.
Who I feel like has been a really pleasant surprise for them? Sean Taylor.
Yeah.
He's been a very pleasant surprise for them. And you know what? They got some winnable games coming up. They got East Greenwich. Their next game's on Boxing Day. Boxing Day, day after Christmas. Yeah. Against East Greenwich. I do not quote me on this. I believe that is in the Burrville Winter Classic. It must be because they got Ponagansett the next day. That's woo.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for the 5-0 scoreline. And then they got Burrville, and then we brought it up earlier. They got LaSalle on New Year's Eve. Oh man, that place is gonna be nuts. Lynch is gonna be nuts. That's a home game for them.
For what game?
Cumberland LaSalle on New Year's Eve. At Lynch. Oh yeah. That's gonna be fun. They got winnable games. I'm looking at least what I've seen. Prout win. Burrville win. East North Kingstown season sweep for them. Same thing with Smithfield. Mount St. Charles, I think they can split that with them. Or they only play one game. I lied. I thought I saw that red elsewhere. So it's at Adelard, so flip a coin there. East Greenwich, again, flip a coin of who wins those games. It's just the polar opposite of what we saw last year. Because last year they struggled to put the puck in the net.
Oh my God. It's different. It's completely different. I mean, going back to Sean Taylor too. Yeah. I got him at 3 points on the year, 2 goals, 1 assist. Like he plays a little better. I mean, he plays a little bit better. I mean, a little bit, almost like 2 points a game.
Yeah.
That'll be a good surprise for them.
Yeah.
I mean, and you got the Lopes brothers too. I mean,
yeah.
Sam's got 3 points as well. He's got the same stats as Sean.
He had a couple goals, and he was struggling. He struggled in the first game of the year. He had a couple goals yesterday, and you were like, yeah, this is the Sam Lopes we know.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is a Cumberland team that is just different this year. They look better on the puck, better on the offensive zone. Like, it's something I don't remember seeing before.
No. I'm like very, very excited to watch that team play. Why don't you get us into number 3, Cam?
Yeah.
Speaking of fun to watch.
Offensively, they are very fun to watch. I like this EG team. I mean, granted that 0-3 shutout loss to Mount, I mean,
who cares?
I like this team. I mean, yes, in that Mount game, I really didn't see a lot of effort later in the game.
Yeah.
Like on the back check, not getting back. Bad move. But I mean, that 8-1 Barrington win, that was definitely a confidence booster for this team, showing like we have the skill to beat any team in Rhode Island. Anything.
And again, I told you we were talking about Barrington earlier. I called that game and I took my headset off and I went to the Helmet Mafia. That was my first in-person experience with the Helmet Mafia.
Yeah.
They can just by themselves change the outcome of a game. I mean, when you talk about
that student section is
when you talk about student
crazy.
sections, when you talk about student sections in the state, it's them.
Hendy.
It's Hendy, LaSalle. You got to put them up there. The
Yeah.
Red Storm, the Barber Shop, Portsmouth Zoo. There are just so many teams when they play on home ice. It can really just alter things. They can be the less you can be the less talented team, but if you play in front of your crazies, your diehards, it's going to make you think twice about the outcome of that game. And I think that's what happened with East Greenwich, because I think some people were like, "All right, they beat the only decent team they played, or they lost rather to the only decent team they played, and you're coming against coming into a Barrington team who is going to be hungry after a loss to Hendricken." And I'm sure only losing by 3, that was a confidence booster for them. Trevor Snow had a great game against Hendricken. And I remember I was like, that's one of the most complete efforts I've ever seen. Any level, any sport, and all. I was mesmerized in a way on how just effortlessly they scored and how effortlessly they played the penalty kill and how effortlessly they stopped Trevor Snow. Stopped. He had a 3-game goal streak. You snap your fingers and it's gone. Kelsey for Barrington, Henry Kelsey, good player. Only a sophomore, had a goal against Hendricken. He's a young kid. We're going to want to keep our eyes for Barrington, but for East Greenwich, man, all over the place. You just turn. Yeah, I mean, if people again, oh, they're young. Who cares? Who cares if they're young? Talented, man. They're gonna make a run. I'm telling you, they're gonna make a run.
I mean, I'm trying to look for
your numbers.
Yeah. I mean, just some of the names that we all know for e.g. Sonny Arsenal. Playing great for them right now. Andriozzi, I really like his game.
I like him too.
He's
Arsenal had a great goal, and I was happy, at least selfishly, I was able to capture, or we as me and Jake Robert and our team were really to capture that goal because it was a great goal. It fully displayed who Sonny Arsenal
It was a great angle too.
Was what?
I said it was a great angle too. You could see him go short side too, just beats him flat out. He had no time to react.
We just captured it in the most perfect way, I feel like, because it showed exactly who he was. He's a great skater. He's a great athlete, and he will make you do things. Like, you know what? He's going to go one side. I mean, that was effortless. So good. And it's just a team that we're going to keep our eyes on. They're riding really high right now, and I just hope that this can only continue. And I hope we're not looking 3 weeks from now and like, oh, what could have been? Because I don't want that for this team. They're too good.
Yeah.
All right. We've got 2 teams left. Number 2. No, that's number 5. That's number 5. I clicked the wrong button. Nope, that's number 3. Wow. Sorry, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Number 2. It's the Hawks.
Hendy.
I
mean, we know Hendricken. Like, it is a great school for hockey. Don't get me wrong. Their system, the way they move up the ice every time. Someone's always on the far boards. Like, you're always there for a good pass, good stretch pass, just to get in the zone. But I just feel like one team that's better than them, and we'll talk about them later. But Will Kavanaugh this year, I think he's got a chance to be one of the best skaters in the state.
Yep.
I mean, he can beat you one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
He's very good at shooting the puck. He knows what to do, where the people are at the same time. Great skater too. He just moves so fast in that offensive zone. It's just ridiculous. And this Hendricken team, they always find open space. Always do. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, they always find open space.
Again, that's another team I haven't had the chance to see play in person, but
you're gonna enjoy it.
What?
I
can't hear you.
Sorry, I had to turn my phone
Oh,
on.
no worries. I thought you were trying to say something. I was like, oh, all right, no worries.
No.
But they haven't played anybody.
No, I mean that mountain win was
the mountain win.
That was interesting.
That by far it was their best game. Because we look at Mount St. Charles when you hold them goalless, a clean sheet, if you will.
Yeah.
But you know what? Martin Luther King Jr. Day. They've got Notre Dame West Haven at home. They're going to go to Francis Prep in Springfield, Massachusetts on a Saturday afternoon. Mm-hmm. They've got Woodstock Academy. That should be a win. They've got Darien, Connecticut at home, and they've got Greenwich, Connecticut home. Back-to-back, February 4th, February 5th. So, and this is the other scheduling strategy that I like because you're getting the easier – I shouldn't say easier. You're getting a lot of your league games out of the way. You start the year with Barrington. You face a test in Mount St. Charles. Took care of them, no problem. And then you got the Burrville, LaSalle, Warwick. And then you got, some of the tougher non-con games later on. But the really smart thing they did was end the season against North Kingstown. And they got East Greenwich on February 18th. I know, again, I'm looking way ahead. But, again, they're dangerous. The puck movement is just superb. But what did it for me was Mount St. Charles. And I can't really play anybody, but
yes,
I don't see a St. John's Prep on that schedule. I don't see Xavier Brothers on the schedule. I don't see, teams like that. A BC High. I don't see teams like that on the schedule. No. So I think that makes you wonder a little bit. But, I mean, again, they're the favorites to win the state. Like, we can't question them too much. And I'm not trying to question them too much. I just want to know, again, very intrigued on December 28th at 6:30 p.m. when they host LaSalle. I'm very intrigued. And it's great that I mentioned that because that's going to lead us into our number one ranked team in the Ocean State, the 401, the LaSalle Academy Rams. You've seen more of them than I have?
I mean, I watched that one game of theirs, that Burrville game, and I just saw a different LaSalle team. They looked very good. I mean, I have here they know where to be. Great shot selection and a really good forecheck. There's something about it that I just saw it. I'm like, this might be a championship team.
Yeah.
Like, and you have they're being led by I know I'm going to butcher his name, Caleb at goalie. I'm not even going to.
That's okay. No.
Yeah.
Because I can think of his name. I can think of his name, but I'm not 100% sure on what. So go ahead.
Jaharian. I'm going to go with that.
Sure.
Sorry if I mispronounced it. Sorry. But he looked really good. I like the way he looked. And Martinelli on their right defenseman. Top 5. Top 3, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to say top 3.
Top 3. He moves the puck so well. Yeah. Him and I got Ronan Peterson as well. Those two, I like those two for LaSalle. Those
Yeah.
two are going to be really, really good.
I'm not sure if they beat Ridgefield on Saturday. Who knows if LaSalle beat Ridgefield? Let us know. I mean, Catholic Memorial gave it to them, but we expected it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave it to Burrville, but again, Burrville is not a bad hockey team, and they wiped the floor with the Broncos. I feel like with this, you can make the argument for Hendricken, you can make the argument for LaSalle, but I mean, just the puck movement and the defense and the goaltending. If you can goaltend, the goals for you are gonna come. Just keep the puck out of the net. You're gonna win games. That's the recipe for success. That's the recipe that they have. I am just beyond excited to see what this team can do.
I definitely think the difference between LaSalle, the difference between LaSalle and Henry, I feel like is defense. The defensemen are.
That's fair.
I think they have a better defensive core because Hendricken lost Colton Whitfield.
Yes.
Like that was their top two in the league.
Yeah.
You had him and Griffin Crane.
Yeah.
Those two. I mean, don't get me wrong, Griffin Crane, top 5 defenseman still. But when you paired them together, they were ridiculous.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over.
So that does it. I'll give you a little weekend at glance here, Fans Only Sports Network. But again, agree, disagree with anything that we said. Let us know. Let us know. Wednesday night, we've got a hockey night in Rhode Island. Burrville taking on. I was going to make sure I was looking at the right day. Burrville travels to Adelard to take on Mount St. Charles Academy with the 5 p.m. puck drop right here on Fans Only Sports Network. And then on Thursday, St. John's Prep. The Eagles from Danvers travel to Smithfield to take on the LaSalle Academy Rams, also a 5 p.m. puck drop. That one should be interesting. And then Friday, for one of our final hockey nights in Rhode Island, we got a full slate of games. Pilgrim traveling to take on Prout. Smithfield takes on LaSalle. Hendricken takes on Burrville. Those last two are huge. So if you're not following us already on Instagram, Twitter, the whole spiel, go do that. At Cam Martin _ at Brady A. Kudo. Get your season passes if you haven't already. Fans only, sportz.com/HS hockey. It's reasonably priced. You get every game. And you get every Division I game. So go ahead, go do that. And always, again, like our Facebook page. Just make sure you're keeping us on social media so you know what's going on in the Ocean State. If you need something to do right now, we got 2 great basketball games going on right now. Bishop Hendricken playing Cranston East. The Spanish telecast available as well, FOSN Deportes. And Crystal West hosting Johnstown. Also, that one tipped off about 25 minutes ago. Check that out on Fans Only Sports Network. Cam, it was a pleasure. I can't wait to do this again next Monday.
Definitely.
Again, I feel like this is going to be a weekly thing every Monday.
I think so.
I think so too. So if I don't see you before then, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to all of our viewers and fans. So Cam Martin, Brady Kudo, thanks so much for tuning in. And we will see you very, very soon.
And just to remind the folks again, if they're showing up late, the hockey rankings again on Instagram. We got 1 LaSalle, 2 Henry.
Oh, so you wanted to recap. That's right.
Yeah.
I had the ticker going on the other thing, but that's right. Again.
Yeah, I just thought for Instagram.
Yeah, no, you're good.
4 Cumberland, 5 Mount St. Charles, 6 Warwick, 7 Prout, 8 Moses Brown, 9 Barrington, 10 Burrville, 11 Smithfield, and 12 is North Kingston.
There you go. 1 through 12. Again, let us know what you think. We'll see you soon.